Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to P0intL3ader75. We are having some issues here with, I don't know what's going on here. We don't have any image of the title. See if we can fix it on the fly. Let's see, can we get the image of the title into the stream? Be nice, for sure. Come on. This is interesting. Well, it seems to be not wanting to play along. Oh well, guys, just hang on. It's gonna get fixed. Don't worry. It's gonna get fixed. It's just a little bit of a mishap here. Alright, let's see. We are gonna use this and see if we can get it to work. Should work, right? Should definitely work. Like so, and look at that, we have an image. Now we just need to put you somewhere in the middle. There we go. So, sorry for the inconvenience, but yeah. There's always something, you know, like, now I just need to make sure you guys see enough what you need to see, sort of, like, you need to see about the middle of it. There we go. Should be enough. Should be good. I just put you down there. There we go. Alright, so welcome back to P0intL3ader75. As you might have noticed, I have just basically really like completely reinstalled Windows 10. So I am back at square one in terms of layouts and aesthetics and what have you. So it'll be what it is, because yeah, well, it's just a little bit of a hassle before we are back to where we used to be. There we go. So today we're going to be flying a little bit as I talk, you know, whatever comes up my mind or comes into my mind, and yeah, that's basically it. Just see what's up with the latest, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going to happen with my YouTube channel, P0intL3ader75 as well. And let's hope that the volumes are okay. You never know, but I'm going to pick a plane for today. Which one should we pick? Something fast or something slow? I'm going to try to pick something that's nice for sightseeing, I think, just for, you know, to get around. And something that's going to make me look not too much of an amateur, but so maybe something like this. I mean, that's a nice plane, right? Remember that one? That's from one of those James Bond movies with Roger Moore, when he enters a plane in the back of a trailer of a horse wagon, like horse transport wagon, and it pops open, you know. I think it's the ass that pops open and the plane is going to be inside of there. I think that's that's what it was. That's the kind of plane we're going to fly. And let's see where in the world we are going to be at. So, how about, I mean, it's nice, you know, with live conditions, but I think for the sake of the video, might as well pick a good time of the day where, you know, we get to appreciate nice colors and all that stuff. So, might as well go with 4th of July. Why not? Like so, and yeah, I think that's going to be good. And I would just go here, or you just click over here anywhere, it doesn't matter. And then we up the day to where it is going to be good for this video. Alright, let's see, can we get to Arizona maybe? That could be nice. Now this is supposed to be one of the more demanding areas, because we're going to be flying over one of those cemeteries of where they have a bunch of airplanes, you know, laying around. So that's what we're going to be at. Now, in terms of weather, I'm thinking that maybe we should not pick live weather. Maybe a few clouds. Why not? Could be nice. Alright, let's give it a try. So what's changed? I mean, other than that, obviously, for Flight Simulator, I upped the internal memory. I don't know if you guys can hear the background. My neighbor's doing something stupid right now. Rattling and, you know, making all banging noises in the background. Should you hear something, it would be my neighbor. Oh well, you can't control your neighbors, I suppose, not in a democratic world. Well, there you go. I mean, that's the nature of streaming live, I suppose. So, let's see, we are loading in. You're not going to hear any one of those, but I'm going to just see if I can, there we go. We're using Tobii to be able to look around. Yeah, that's good. I'm just going to remove the sound for me with the speech. Alright, let's take off and do our little flight. There we go. We are centered. Parking brakes off. And let's take off. I think the parking brake should be off, or maybe the yeah, but it was off anyways. So today we're going to be flying with the Logitech gear up. Logitech X56, I think it's the name. HOTAS. For convenience, twist handle. My Thrustmaster throttle works fine, it's just that the joystick circuit board somehow malfunctioned, so it doesn't recognize the joystick anymore. And I think it happened when I was doing some firmware update, actually, to be honest. So yeah, we're gonna have to it's not ideal here, so we're gonna fix it, the time to accommodate for a better, nicer looking weather. Yeah, it's just, there we go. Now we can see the magic of flight sim. Yeah, so what's happened is that I am actually now using Tobii Tracker 5 to be able to look around, and I am actually playing this in 3840 by 1080p, although you guys get to see it in regular 1080p 16 by 9. Make it more convenient in that way. I hope the volumes are good. Should be good. We're going to take a look at the cemetery where they store and stash old planes here in Tucson. And I think it would be on the other side we took off. Yeah. Let's have a look and see what we can find. Oh yeah, we're already flying over it. As you can see down below me, there are a bunch of planes lined up there. You also remember the movie Can't Buy Me Love with Patrick Dempsey? It's somewhere around this area. They sneak into the cemetery where all the planes are. Hang around and watch the moon. It'd be over here. It's a pretty demanding area though. Let's see where the planes are though. Some of them over here. but the majority of them would be, let's see, maybe not here. This would be, okay, I'm definitely really far off in terms of clipping through the glass. Well, it is what it is. I didn't really reset the TOBI, so I'm a little bit off, a little bit too far back, I think. But other than that, I'm really happy with TOBI, especially with Microsoft Flight Simulator. It really works. Well, it's one of the titles that actually work the best with TOBI tracker. I use it in the space in Star Citizen as well, but it's a little bit more of a hassle to get it to work as smooth and nicely as it does here. So yeah, hands down the best experience so far. So here you would see some C5 Galaxies. Is that what it is? I don't know. There's some more planes over here being parked. Definitely some more planes over here from the Vietnam era, I think. Yeah. Ton of planes parked here, just sitting here to be left in time. Bunch of bombers, I think it is. Whether it's, I don't know. But it's a pretty cool area for sure. Bunch of other scrap down there. Well, that's about what I can see. It's looking really nice. Alright, so I did leave a ton of markers so that we can see where we're at. We're not flying for realism that way. We're not going to do procedure flights or anything technical like that. We just enjoy the sim as if we would be anybody, you know, just hopping in to enjoy it, whether it would be with a Xbox controller or on a console even for that matter, because you can play this on an Xbox, or just enjoying the world in general, you know, as we speak. So, although I do like the technical aspects of flying, of course, but it's just, you know, you want to enjoy it, and it's up to anyone, or however you want to enjoy it. That's how you play it or fly it, you know, like that's how it is, and that's how it should be. So don't get too technical with me in terms of me not doing things correctly. We're just enjoying the sim for what it is. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be streaming a lot more, you know, and speak, you know, about things happening in my life every day, and what's going to happen with the channel. And yeah, as you can see, I'm back again. This time, what happened is that, what actually happened was that prior to why I haven't been on that much is because my PC's been, well, becoming pretty old. So it's like, I'd say it's 10 years old almost. And did I? Let's have a look. Okay, it was off. And so the temperatures were getting pretty high on my old graphics card, and especially on my CPU and everything. So I had to replace the CPU fan and a bunch of other fans, and fix stuff in general in the PC, changing out the graphics card to something more up to date. Not the best there is, although I could, but that's not the point, because I'm kind of waiting for the 50 series before I spend big bucks on it, and I'm definitely not going to put it on a old PC like this one. It's going to be on a new PC entirely. But until then, at least this PC will hold up and hold together, you know. So that was the plan to begin with, anyways. Then I added some more memory to the RAM memory, up to 128 gigabytes of RAM memory, and another 9 terabytes of SSD hard drive, basically. So it should hold together for quite a bit more, at least till I can get a new PC. So that's the big happenings. Part why it's sort of like killed the interest of me wanting to stream before, because it was just a pain knowing that the PC could break down anytime out of stress, basically, wear and tear and all that stuff. So at least now I know I can confidently believe or trust in the PC to hold together, you know, undoubtedly, undoubtedly, basically. And so yeah, it should be fine now, definitely. So in terms of gaming, you know, it's not going to show off any fancy graphics or anything like that. It's just going to show off me having fun talking to you guys, and I'm pretty sure there are other YouTube channels showing off graphics much better for now. To me, it's not about, I mean, graphics is important, but to me it's more important to enjoy your gameplay, you know. That's why we game in the first place, to enjoy our time and to spend time, usually sometimes very precious as well, because in our busy lives, you know, and everything. But gaming is supposed to be nice and relaxing, and much like reading a book, you know. It's not supposed to be something that you push yourself into, where you are stressed out because you can't have this or that. No, that's not what gaming is supposed to be. It's supposed to be relaxing. You're supposed to enjoy it on your own terms. And that's pretty much how I look at it. Let's see if we can get up in the mountains here, see what happens. I'm going to reset the barometer, or, well, the pressure for the altitude. I didn't even take a look at the fuel. Let's have a look. I mean, why not? We can always have a look. There we go. Let's add some more fuel and reduce our weight. Should be weighing about 65. There we go. Used to weigh back when I was married, like 13 years ago or 12 years ago. Used to weigh about 10 more kilos, 75. But instead of gaining weight, I suppose I lost weight, being an older guy now. I'm not developing a beer keg. That's what it is. I'm an Asian guy. I get thinner instead. I mean, this is a pretty. Imagine living here, though. I mean, in Tucson, Arizona, where you get to see the mountains surrounding you. I imagine it's. I can imagine it getting pretty hot here, almost like a lid of hot air, held by the mountains surrounding it. Has to be almost. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty green and lush down there, but bunch of golf courses. Let's see if we can climb the mountains without any issues. I mean, we're well within the green area of the speed there, so not anywhere near the white area, which is where you ideally want to be when you land, within the white area, somewhere in the lower part of it, but not too low, because obviously when you're in the white area, you also risk of stalling the airplane. So yeah, I mean, having a 40 series graphics card, I do have a 4060, which is bare minimum, but it's from MSI, so it has one of the better coolings actually out there for the series at hand, and so it's very quiet, and it only draws like 115 watts of energy. So it's, given the situation here in Europe, it's actually pretty ideal in terms of power consumption saving. So. But yeah, I mean, it does have all the modern features with frame generation and DLSS and all that stuff, and has the support. So I'm happy. It definitely covers my needs, my minimal needs, and then some. Especially on an older PC, it's more important. I mean, I get it, like the 4090, you can throw anything at it. It doesn't really need frame generation or DLSS to function good or well, for that matter, you know, like. But a on an older system where you can benefit from having a monster of a card in it, it certainly benefits from having a card that supports DLSS and frame generation to accommodate for the lack of performance from the rest of the system. So in my particular case, this is probably the best case scenario, I'd say. So I'm really happy. I'm really extremely happy. Alright, these mountains, I don't know if you can actually... Yeah, it's pretty bad. I know I'm clipping through the glass when I'm looking out the side, but... should be fairly easy to have a stopper of some kind, as if you would actually hit your head against the glass or canopy, just to stop you from clipping through. But I mean, in a way, you can look outside of the plane just by leaning on to the side, or position yourself more to the side, basically. But that also shows that it's just not a shell, because back in FSX, you would actually only see the shell you're sitting in. You wouldn't necessarily see all the exterior of it if you leaned outside. This one seems to be a different scenario. I'm gonna lean and see. Yeah, we definitely got the entirety of the plane. So. Yeah, definitely for sure. I'm not gonna do that too much. I don't want to get you guys seasick. Yeah, I mean, this is looking so nice though. The clouds and everything. It's actually on very high over anything. Basically, it is on ultra, to be honest. It's actually on ultra, everything. And I am, like I said, I am actually flying this in 3840 by 1080p, whereas you guys only get to see a portion of it, as if I were to fly in 1080p, you know, like 1920 by 1080p. That's what you guys get to see. But that way, you get to the best out of two worlds, basically. I get to enjoy the sim, and you guys get to enjoy my enjoyment of the sim. So, the best of two worlds. Yeah, we should be good on fuel. I mean, this is a ultra-light airplane in real life. It's, I think they sold about, can't remember if they sold about 5,000 of these, or if it was 50,000. I think it was about 5,000 units of this airplane. Not sure if they still manufacture it. It was sort of like a home kit build, so that you could order it to build it at home, or you could have it pre-built in a way, and then sort of like pick what engine you wanted it in. But at least in the US and in some parts of the world, you don't need a pilot license to fly this plane. Although I think it's probably always a good idea to at least get acquainted with what you're going to fly, regardless whether you need a license or not, for a lot of safety reasons, obviously, because we're still talking about a plane that has a jet engine strapped to it to begin with, right? And then you have volatile fuel and what have you. It's not like just you hopping into a car and taking off, you know, like this is basically a flying missile. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I wouldn't necessarily say I would trust myself even without proper education, just hopping into this one and taking off. So, but apparently that was the goal by making the plane. So, all right, let's follow this little creek or river. Well, as you can see, I mean, frame generation is pretty much doubling the frame, or at least the perceived frames, I'd say, because at least it makes the sim much smoother, a much better smooth experience in general. And I don't suffer too much of any artifacts, but I mean, it only gets better, right? I mean, it's that's what it is. We don't seem to have too many people flying around here. I mean, it's well, it's pretty much in the very early morning hours over in the US anyways. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're flying on an American server, I think. From the last time I picked, I'll have a look once we've landed and pick a different location. But yeah, I just wanted to get things set up and started to be able to stream a little bit more often whenever in my heart feel like relieving what everyday topics and what have you. What could be anything that related to what's happening in the world. Although we're not going to talk too much about ongoing wars, conflicts, politics. That's not something we're going to bring into the channel. But anything else, like, yeah, for sure. Hey, you can tell where the airport is, one of them at least, where by looking at the tower over there. Obviously we have markers as well. As long as you look at, well, the general area, you will have a text. If I look away, I think that marker, well, that marker might actually stay, but other markers like point of interest, that kind of stuff. But that'll give both you and me a general, like you could see there, I was actually aiming towards something. But I mean, that'll give us, you and me, a general idea as to where I'm at. And choose an international, okay. So that'd be the Air Force Base, and the other one would be the International Airport. This one, the closest one, Davis, is probably where we took off, so might as well take us back down there and find another location. Also have a look and see other parts of the world. I figured this is gonna be a good start. It's a very flat area, this well, Tucson in general. Tucson, Arizona. Let's have a look. We're gonna go about the pattern at least. Somewhat of a pattern. Usually counterclockwise around airports. Unless otherwise, it could be due to factories obscuring with smoke or whatever, or pollution. That would change the pattern, or other factors. But in general, it's usually counterclockwise. And by the end there, we're going to make a base turn and land. As you can see as well, I mean, how the off-ramps are angled. That's because you're supposed to be coming in from that angle. So, at least on this airport, it seems to be. No? As you can see, I mean, I'm not a pilot in real life. Although, I mean, in a different life, definitely, I would have gone to the extent of grabbing a pilot license for sure. Maybe even work with it, but this is as far as we go, and most people do. But I mean, it's cheaper, more accessible, and you get to fly whatever you feel like. So it's really nice in that way. And you get to see the whole world now with the new tech and AI that interprets our world into a fully simulated one-to-one world from a satellite map, or a bunch of satellite maps actually. Okay, we're gonna go into the wide area on the speedometer, you can see there. So throttle off, gear down. Yeah, we're coming in a little bit tight, but we're gonna bleed some speed off, Lifting the nose up. I don't think we have any spoilers, I don't think, no. Not on this thing, no. But we have flaps, so. Coming in a little bit high, but it's fine, I mean, we got plenty of space. For the sake of proper flying, don't mind it too much. That's not why we're here. We're well within the wide area. Just keep the nose up. Let it slowly descend. We'll use up the whole runway if we need to. A little bit of a crosswind. Gotta go angled. And we are down. Straighten up the plane somewhat. And flaps twist active. Alright, let's park this beauty and find another location. I mean, this plane is perfect for this kind of sighting. I mean, small, can land almost anywhere. Almost anywhere. Maybe not on rough grass, but enough to be able to land on at least smaller strips for sure, in terms of the length of it. But as you can see, I mean, we sit it pretty much on the ground, and it's like flying the equivalent of a go-kart for airplanes. That's what it is. But that's one of the features here is that back in the days, you know, it would be much harder to handcraft all the airports around the world, given that no airport is really like perfectly flat, right? You can tell it even from here that you have those little up and downs and little uneven surfaces here and there. That's how it actually is in real life, and now with the new tech at hand, you can definitely model landscapes and airports more accurately by their radar, photometry, or whatever it's called, and laser scanning even, if you need to better represent the actual elevation of an airport with the proper surface and textures and what have you. I mean, I can remember back in the 80s when I used to dream about the kind of simulating we have today. You know, like that. Alright, let's just go back to the main menu. So, I mean, yeah, there's that, so. Alright, I'm gonna move myself a little bit closer. I think I'm a bit too far off from the monitor. See if this is gonna make things easier. Alright, one more little flight. See where we're gonna go. And then I gotta sign off for a while. I should be back later on my other YouTube channel, Swedish Raven 75, which is more dedicated to my other game, or well, to Star Citizen basically. And might be doing some stream of Pyro. So that's the plan. Yeah, you can see I was in Asia for some reason. No, we're gonna be in Europe. There we go. Alright, let's see. Let's just make sure that we have the correct weight initially. Give or take 65. A little bit more, like 70% of fuel. Gonna be a good start. Where are we going next? Someplace cool. I don't know. How about? Oh yeah, we all know this place, but I don't know if we're gonna go for that. Why not? Why not? St. Bath. Why not? It's a nice place to be at. But we're gonna be doing daytime for sure. About between 1 or 2 or so. There we go. That should be good. See if it remembers the time that I set. Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing one short little, you know, roundabout flight here in this area. See what we can find, whether it's gonna be overpopulated by people. And then I got a attend to real life issues like shoveling snow. Living up here in north of Sweden, we've had, I'd say, like more than half a meter of snow. One more, well, almost a meter of snow in a very short amount of time. So, like over a day, basically. So I got a ton of snow to shovel. And then tomorrow I'm going to be having a okay, let's see, can we get it going? Okay, why are you not? There we go. Full flap, so that way we can take off from a shorter distance. Definitely want to retract fairly quick. Don't want to lose too much speed. We are good. The tropical paradise. Let's reset our view a little bit. So yeah, like I said, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a little bit of a Halloween thing. We're going to have sort of like a experience for people who pays for it to attend, coming from all over the place locally. And we have different stations. Ours is going to be like, our house is going to be like second stage, I think, about like amongst maybe 7 or 8 stations easily, with different themes. Me and my wife, we are going to have a theme of a little bit of a like nun, the demonic nun, you know, that kind of stuff. Jump scare, witchcraft, that kind of stuff. We're gonna have like live flames, smoke machines, that kind of stuff. Yeah, look at that. That's a Cessna 172. That's typical for a school plane. It's about to be inbound, I think. Let's have a look. Gonna speed up a little bit. Yeah, it's inbound, coming in the right way. It's about to try to land. See if he does it. It's a pretty tricky landing. One would think that you want to land from the other way, but if you miss the runway, at least you will be able to take off again over the water. I suppose if you come in from the other side, you'll have nothing but the mountain to slam into, and that's not really like the safest way. You ideally want to come in from the mountain side. And yeah, he didn't. He crashed. He hit the road down there, the intersection. Poor guy. Let's see if we can show him how to do it. The trick is though, this plane, however, for a small plane as it is, it requires quite a bit of a speed, not to stall, but, and then you have very little travel in terms of gear suspension. So you don't want to necessarily slam the plane too hard, but you definitely want to know you're flying. You know, if you're gonna try and attempt a landing like that, I'd say flaps down, first flaps. Monitor your speed. You want to be in the top range of the white speed there, so that you know you still have enough lift to be able to accommodate for turns, like short turns. And already by now you want to start to descend. Full flaps. Gear down. Yep, gears down now. Keep the nose up. You don't want to speed up. Yeah, we're coming into we have to. Flap up. Full throttle. We don't want to stall into the mountain. The mountain is actually on a hot summer day like this. It's gonna give us some upwinds as we approach the hillside, so you gotta trust the winds. Don't pull your yoke too hard, because if you do, you're gonna stall. Make sure you throttle up and it'll be fine. So a great way to practice the whole idea of how to fly. One would think that you increase and decrease your altitude by using the yoke. Yeah, to some degree you do, but it's actually controlled by your speed. So if you want to go up, you just speed up. If you want to decrease your altitude, you just decrease your speed. Reduce the throttle. Keep the nose up, and it's going to be much more controllable. Alright, let's try this again. Full flaps. We do have the strip in sight. Do we? Oh yeah, we do. It's gonna be over there while I'm looking. Gear down. We don't want to have to think about that at the very end of it. It's not like a high-speed plane that way, so we can always lower the gear anytime we want. Well, not anytime, but at least definitely for now, because we are supposed to get land. So the trick is that you use flaps to be able to fly slower, right? But at the very end, you actually retract the flaps to lose the ability to fly at slow speed. That way, you automatically lowers your altitude to the point where you actually settle down the plane. Much smoother, and you can accelerate much faster if you need to. Just put down the flaps again. You miss your approach. But now, as you can see, I have a constant speed simply by holding up the nose. I have a nice sink rate. It's going to be a bit tight. We're coming in a bit high, so, but we should be fine. What we don't want to do is dive the nose, because that's going to increase the speed, and it's going to be much more dramatic. We should be fine. Or maybe not. Yeah, it's going to be tight. No, I think we're going to be fine, actually. Nope, we're not. Yeah, we were coming in a bit high. Oh, crap. That's what happens, when you try to showcase things. And I accidentally. That's what we want. I accidentally brought out the map. But you can see the idea there that you want to keep the nose up, and then just let the plane guide itself down in a nice, steady fashion. Don't force anything. It'll take care of itself. This plane is a bit tricky in the way that, like I said, with the less travel of the gear. And the fact that it is small, so the wing surface is small to the point where you do need certain speed to have some stability. Because if you're not careful enough with your speed there, you're going to have some issues. It's going to be a very short transition from actually flying to actually falling. The bigger surface you have on the wings, the less of a transition you have in terms of the longer it takes for the transition to take place. Let's see, we're going to try it again. Although this time we're going to try from a much lower altitude. Should be fine. Use a little bit of a rudder. Flaps down already. Gear down. let's give it another try. I mean, what could possibly go wrong, right? At least this is not dodgy thing we're talking about, so it really goes like what could possibly go wrong. Nothing. If you play it safe, nothing can go wrong. Alright, so we are well in the low reading of the wide area. Perfectly fine, but you just gotta be careful here now. So not too much of a hard banking or we're gonna start to fall. And it takes a while for small wings to pick up speed again. You gotta retract your flaps really quick in that case. So you gotta be quick on the reflexes in that case. And we certainly don't want to come too close to the lower part of the wide area there, because in that case we're gonna risk of falling out of the sky. But it should be fine. I'm gonna have a look to the side just to make sure that we clear over the hill. Feels good. Gotta trust your instincts. Holding the nose up, that's the most important. Because otherwise, we're going to pick up speed. We're coming in way too high again. Dang it. But it's much better than what it was before. If we don't make it this one, we're going to go in from the other way. Yeah, we're going to go in from the other way. It's just... Alright. Well, you get the idea anyways. I mean, if I had more time, right? If I had more time, we'd do it the proper way. It's a good practice though. I'm definitely going to pick up on the practice a little bit more with this particular plane, because it has its technical issues, obviously, being this small. So ideally you want to have something like a Cessna, like the guy was trying there, or a bush plane. Has enough surface on the wing, or wing surface, to be able to do the exact technique we are doing now. And with better control. Has a bit more power to weight ratio. So it's much easier that way. We're centering the view. This time it's going to be easy to land. There's no big issue here, because we've got plenty of room. It's always easy when you don't have a hill. You can land pretty late without any worries. Flaps up, full track. Heartbreaking. There you go. No big deal. But yeah, I mean, there are videos out there on YouTube that actually shows actual flights landing here, or trying to land, where people misjudge coming from the mountainside, of course, the proper way, ending up in the water. There are actually videos and footage of that, so if that's something that interests you, I definitely recommend you looking it up. Look for St. Bath and landing attempts failed or something. You'll find them. I'm not going to link that over here. This is not about that kind of stuff, but I'm just saying that if that's something that interests you, there is. Alright, let's just park the plane and wrap things up from here. But like I said, it's not going to be the last. In a very long time, it's going to be the beginning of a new time. We are back, and I'm happy to be. So, don't forget to hit the subscribe, like, and notification bell and all that stuff, if you haven't already. It does help a lot, and that way you don't miss out on future endeavors and flight adventures. And I will be seeing you guys in a not too distant future. Peace out.